the Supreme Court.
RBG.
RBG.
What a sad day. So, I know on the conservative side of things, there's a little cheer that went up. Not that she has passed,
not
but
that
that
she's
there
passed
is an
away.
opening.
But there is an opening
Yes.
for Trump to get another Supreme Court justice.
He get another pick. Now,
and it's going to be a woman. He's going for a woman.
My heart dropped, not only because we lost such an amazing activist for not just the Liberal Party, but just for women, but also knowing that they're not going to stick to the principles that they put to the last term of Obama's presidency when they blocked that Supreme Court for 200 plus days. But, now it's less than
45, something like that,
yeah,
45 days.
Like less than 2 months, and they're gonna
push the steamroller
full steam ahead. They are gonna fill that spot,
and it should be. And I do see.
But that is so hypocritical.
It is so. I do see the hypocritical in it, but it's politics, and I agree that it's hypocritical. I totally agree that it is. But to get a conservative in there, that's what the Republicans got to do. Because if not, you get Joe Biden, and that's a whole nother story. Get him in there and picking. I don't want Joe Biden watching my kids or doing anything anywhere that has anything to do with me, much less picking some Supreme Court justice that has the, once they get elected, they're gonna die in that position. I mean, they never go away. Maybe that's something we need to change.
Although they stepped down because they just fully believed that as soon as it's announced, if that Trump wins, that 2 of the conservatives that are on the older
side
end of the scale that are going to step down so that he can appoint 2
more
new younger conservative justices. So
that's
why they were we were holding out that RBG was going to make it through this last round of chemo, but unfortunately she didn't.
And I'm sorry that she passed away. I don't want nobody to die, and fighting cancer is rough, but my problem comes down to with her is she was so liberal. She was for Roe versus Wade.
Well, that people have been for that since the 70s. It wasn't just her.
Well, I know that. I do understand that, but around since, by the way, she's the cause of a lot of the way we go into it. As far as her fight for women's rights, I'm all for women's rights.
But women's rights is a part of the whole Roe v. Wade argument. It's women's rights.
Yes. Okay. It's not, in my opinion, it's not right to kill a baby. I believe the father should also, I believe there should be a time limit because abortions, or I don't believe in abortion at all.
When I say that I'm pro-choice, doesn't mean that I am pro-abortion. I'm never hoping that's the decision that somebody makes. But I do think that is an individual decision.
Yeah.
I don't think that I could ever make that decision.
But what about this?
But
what
I
about,
feel like I don't think that I should be able to tell another woman that she couldn't.
Okay, well, what about this? What about once you have one, you having to get fixed afterwards, to where you can't have multiple abortions? Where's our limit on how many abortions
that's a whole
you
other
can have?
argument. I don't know, because when it is,
for hysterectomy.
Look at
Hysterectomy?
that's the word you're looking for.
Oh yeah, hysterectomy.
You were struggling.
Or I guess, I mean, not even that necessarily, just get your tubes tied.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm not for it as a means of birth control, like, oh, I got pregnant again, time to go get another abortion. That's a whole other can of worms, like, you got some other issues going on. But,
How many?
like, if someone is raped, or it's incest, or this person is heavily into drugs, and they're not gonna get clean, like, they're not gonna get the care that baby needs, they're most likely gonna have a very unhealthy pregnancy, possibly not even
be able to carry it.
be able to carry all the way
You
through.
end up with a baby that's addicted to drugs.
Yeah.
Okay, with my faith being a Christian, I struggle with incest and rape because at that point I'm kind of like leaning towards, yes, the girl should have
The choice.
But it comes back with my faith. Well, God's got a plan for you, and my
And I think
phone's
that
going off.
it is. I mean,
So unprofessional.
it's gonna be different for each person. Like, you might have the mental fortitude, to have a child that is a result of someone sexually assaulting you. But then the next woman might not be able to live with that.
You can do adoption at that point.
I'm talking about see herself growing and knowing that they are carrying their rapist child. Like, some people that just can't do that. I mean, not everybody has the same
mindset.
well, not just mindset, but the strength, the mental strength that it takes to do that. Like, they might never be the same.
Yeah, but
Like I said, it's a complicated
issue.
and no one is ever going to agree 100% on that. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. There's different degrees of agreeing and disagreeing.
Well, once 2 months or 2 weeks, I think in the first trimester.
Oh yeah, no, late term abortions freak me out. I don't like to think about it.
Well, you got to think about it because it's an issue.
Are they legal in most
Partial
places?
birth.
They are, but
and then partial birth is legal in 3 states now.
Well, I think after a certain amount of time, that's your cutoff. You know, the one issue that I have
But
though.
places like New York, it's not. They're doing it.
Yeah, that's
all the
kind
way.
of that freaks me out. I don't like that. But I don't know what the right cutoff is because a lot of people don't even know they're pregnant through the first trimester, which is crazy to me, but it happens all the time.
Yeah, but not as much as they are people that do know. Most people do know that they're pregnant. It's just rare occasions that you don't know. And when I mean rare, it happens, but it's not unheard of. Most people know before they're pregnant earlier. And what I get at is you shouldn't have to. Then the government we shouldn't pay for abortions, our taxpayer dollars. If you want to get an abortion,
I don't think that that we get any national funding for that.
Planned Parenthood.
I don't think, but they don't pay for a Planned Parenthood isn't just an abortion clinic, it's a women's health clinic. Yeah. And I don't think any of the national funding can go towards that area of care, like the abortion side.
But
because they help with adoption and they help
with
just
other things.
Like regular, like yearly women's checkups, like that's.
But we fund them to stay open, so it is going to keep that open. We shouldn't fund anything that does with abortion. I don't think that we should. And we'll have to look that up
To say, yeah, I'm not, the details.
We'll have to
of
get
that. I
Kim.
haven't looked, I know I've heard, but I can't recall at the moment.
Kim's our thing. Won't you look up real fast how much money
If
national?
federal tax money pays for the abortion side of Planned Parenthood,
But
but I don't know, I feel like this, took a turn into in-depth abortion and
Yeah.
that wasn't the intent,
yeah.
but yeah.
But going back to her, that's where I have my disagreements with her and stuff, and I really don't know too much about her other than that.
Yeah, and that was later, when that became more of an issue, like
yeah.
legally, she started to support it. But you know, she did most of her work when, from the time she graduated law school up until she came into the Supreme Court, it was really fighting for women's equality.
Yeah.
Equal pay, equal opportunity in the workforce.
So moving on, I guess.
The debates.
Let's talk about the debates a little bit.
Yeah.
And you're obviously going to vote for Joe Biden.
I am. I can't vote for Trump.
Why not? Tell me why you can't vote for Trump.
I just find him repugnant.
That bad?
Yeah.
I'm obviously going to vote for Trump. I didn't want him to get elected in 2016. I was actually Rand Paul. I wanted Rand Paul to get elected, and
I was pro Hillary in 16, which I know is wildly unpopular with you.
Trump was like Rand Paul on steroids, and that's how he is. And I got a whole bunch of topics. I think that when they do debate, and what's it, 9 days?
9 days.
9 days now, when they do debate, all Trump's got to do is piss off Joe Biden. If he can throw a jab or two and piss off Joe Biden, the debates are over with. Trump wins, hands down.
I don't know, I think it
What's
could go
your
the other
opinion
way
on
as
that?
well. If Trump gets really defensive about something,
Or
he
if he-
goes off the rails too.
But if he pisses off Biden, Biden's going to stutter. He's going to be.
Well, he can't help that.
He's
got
going to
stutter.
be. Well, even though there's stutter, he's going to stutter. He's going to get things mixed up. He ain't going to know what he's saying. It's going to be worse than I am right now doing this first podcast. Okay, he's not going to know what to do, what hit him, and I've actually read both of Donald Trump Jr.'s books, Triggered and Liberal Privilege. Just got done with Liberal Privilege, and it was
He's got more than 2 books, doesn't
Donald Trump Jr.
he? Yeah.
I think he's only got 2.
Well, he's got one where he's like
The Triggered.
sitting on a stump on the cover, like Deep Thoughts type book.
I don't know. I'll have to look. We'll
I
have to
think
look
he's
that
only
one
got
up.
2 books, but they got different covers on them.
Well,
Okay. I
because
think
I
he's
remember
got 2
I watched
books.
some segment where they were making fun of his thoughtful picture on the front, sitting on a stump, like he's so rustic. He's from
Well,
New York.
Well, he is from New York, but did you also know that he is an outdoorsman?
Yeah, I know
from
he
New
likes
York.
to kill animals that have no reason to be killed. I know that.
No, he kills animals and he eats them. He actually.
He killed like a cheetah. Is he gonna eat that?
Well, it is sport too, hunting. I don't guess you would eat a cheetah. But he actually spent summers overseas and with his grandparents and where they came from. And he got to see communism living in them countries. And Donald Trump,
Aren't they from Germany?
no, they're from like Czech Republic or somewhere.
Eastern Europe.
Yeah, Russia. Let me look that up, see where they're from.
'Cause their name wasn't actually Trump. They changed their name. I remember that when they got here. When he did.
Trump's got 2 books, Triggered and Liberal Privilege.
I wonder what that was. I can't remember. I just remember the